So things have been going incredibly well down at Pack Meadow. We've got quite a bit to catch up on, and then we've got a third round match in the FA Trophy against Dartford. Let's get into it. And it looks like the first thing to get caught up on is an incredibly poor youth intake. Brilliant start to an episode. But ignoring that, as I say, things have been going incredibly well down at Pat Meadow. We've not only caught up with the rest of the league in games played, we seem to have overtaken them, and we've played 21 compared to most of the league's 20. But it has left us 17 points ahead. And at this point, this lead's looking pretty unassailable with only 17 games left in the season. Obviously, last time you were here, the game against Anstey, we took a massive 3-0 lead, and then they had a little bit of a comeback at the end, and it was a little bit scary. But things have not been too scary since. We haven't actually even conceded a goal, which has been absolutely nuts. The defence has been incredible. First of all, we came up against Shepshed. Kevin Moncrief and Matthew Luciqueno getting on the score sheet. It was a pretty comfortable win for us. First off here, you had Ratchford putting through Wilson. Just pops it in the strangest little pass I've seen so far to Moncrief, but he manages to slot it past the keeper nicely. Then Gofford starts off a move, getting it to Rami, gets it to Moncrief, and a lovely pass inside to Luciqueno, who just finished it off. Mr. Reliable this season, playing out of his mind, and overall there was not really anything to worry about. As you can see from the XG chart, and the stats, Shepshed really didn't do much in the entire game. After the Shepshed game, Belper Town came to Pack Meadow. A relatively comfortable win here. There was just the one goal. Well, there was a Waldo cross here. It just goes out to Dylan Halliwell on the back line, and he just places a lovely shot off the post. But yeah, they didn't really create much in the entire game. They only had one shot on target, as you can see, and it was just a relatively comfortable game all round. We were absolutely battering them, but couldn't really, capitalise on those chances quite as much as we should have done. And then after Belper, Leighton Town shown up. We were at their place and absolutely destroyed them 3-0. Last season we played them in the FA Vars and knocked them out in the 4th or 5th round, I think it was. And I think that was just a relatively comfortable 1-0. We went 2 better here. A 3-0 win. Absolutely dominant performance from the lads. First off, Morehouse puts a long ball over here to Yeboah, who just comfortably slots it past the keeper. Then the ball ends up with Yeboah again down the wing. Nice and patient play. I think he puts it back to S. It goes into Ratchford, who just rockets it in. Keeper doesn't have time to react to the shot. And then Morehouse puts it through here to Yeboah. Once again, calm chip round the keeper. Rolls into the net. Absolutely fantastic. And then after that, Soham Town Rangers came to town. This one was not a great game for us. Looking at the XG, we looked like we were comfortable, but we really only had one chance at the start, and the chance where we scored. Apart from that, we didn't create much at all, and they were just like slowly chipping their way up. And you can actually look at the stats up here. We only had 2 shots on target all game. They had 5. So I feel like we were quite lucky to come away with this with a clean sheet, let alone a 1-0 win. And in true Chelsea Town fashion, when we do sneak a 1-0 win that we probably don't deserve, we get it in one of the most bullshit ways possible. There's a lovely cross here from Mills. The keeper comes flying out. Moncrief takes 4 hours to put a shot in and just slots it straight into the open net. Look, I'm just going to go through that again. No one at all. You've got 3 defenders around him here, and they all just sort of stand there watching, and then as soon as they make the slightest move towards him, he slots it in. May there did get a foot on it, but he was not stopping that from going in from that distance. So yeah, a great result for us. And then that followed up with a 0-0 against Bishop's Cleeve. It's a little disappointing. That means this Bishop's Cleeve are actually, thinking about it over the seasons, they are the first team that we haven't managed to beat in the league at all. Because we drew against them in the first game. Was it 2-2? 2-2 in the first game of the season. And then 0-0 in the second. So they're the first team. There's been a couple of times that we've lost, like God Manchester Rovers. They could still beat us again down here. But in every other season, we haven't really lost many times in any season. We lost to Nuneaton Griff in the first one. We lost to Wolves Casuals early on, Highgate United, but then we beat Wolves Casuals on the return fixture. Highgate United, we beat 3-2 in the first game of the season. Oh, and then RC Warwick did get a win against us, but we also... Oh no, we drew against them the first time. So I'll take it all back, never mind. I don't remember the club's history. They are not the first team that we failed to beat in a season. But RC Warwick were supposedly the strongest team in the division, and Bishop's Cleeve are 15th in the media predictions for the division, and they are massively overperforming. They're up in 6th, and I mean, yes, like I've said before, it's a very close league, and they could end up dropping very fast, very far, very quickly. But they're having a great season, and they absolutely held us. We couldn't really do anything to break them down. 4 shots on target each, relatively even XG. You know, we were both just chipping away at it, trying to find that one opportunity that would come in, and it just never came. One other piece of news, you might have noticed through these highlights the must respond button in the top right. And once again, I've just decided to sign another player. For once, not a midfielder, which is quite unusual this season. Midfielders and centre-backs have been coming in like absolute crazy. But Joe Maguire is going to be joining us. He's on £80 a week, which is, quite a bit. And I've had to entice him in with some, seasonal landmark and combined goal and assist bonuses just to get that extra 1-year contract extension if we get promoted. The rest of it, I don't think is going to be too much of a problem. But if we look at him, he's, again, one of those players that I initially looked at and thought, he's not that good. He's not really got many standout stats, but I saw he had a decent star rating. So I thought, well, I'll check. I'll do a quick comparison. And if I compare him to Barrel, who is probably our first choice left back, I mean, it's just night and day, isn't it? Tommy Barrel's obviously got him comfortably beaten on speed, but on absolutely everything else, Joe Maguire destroys him. Like, looking at the attributes, there is no comparison there at all. I think it's a great option, and I mean, I'm going to accept it now just while I talk. But I think we are, with our current team, we are absolutely destroying this league. It's clear to see. There's not really any competition with how it's been, and we have improved quite a bit. I mean, if we look at the transfer history for the club, coming into the season, I was thinking we might sign maybe 2 to 4 players. We had a couple of outgoings we had to replace, but apart from that, I was very happy with the squad. But there is not really anyone here. I mean, some of the defenders, like Adebayo, he's not a bad left back, actually. I should probably compare him to Maguire. But again, there's not really any comparison. Adebayo is slightly better defensively, but in everything else, because he's not as fast as Barrel is, in absolutely everything else, it's a comfortable one-way victory there. Him and Daryl Powell are probably, the worst signings we've made, but I often find in Football Manager, I don't know about you guys, but when you're going into a new season, a new division, the first couple players you tend to buy end up being the worst ones that you get over the off-season, because they get you in a position where you think, I'm happy now, and then all these other players get released or don't find other clubs where they thought they would, other deals fall through, and then suddenly you're starting off thinking, oh, Adebayo, he might be the best we can get this season, and then you're ending up signing Joe Maguire. Like, I mean, it is 4 months later at this point. Is that right? 5 months later at this point, but it's just such a massive upgrade, and across the board, there is not really anyone here that I'm disappointed in signing. A few of the loan options, probably won't be here next season. Kenya Mills and Max Ezzard, I'm thinking, because Max Ezzard, like I said in a previous video, when he has played, he has been very good for us. 7.38 rating over 12 games. He hasn't had that many goal contributions, but he hasn't really had to because everyone else has been doing that job. He's very rarely been in the playmaker role. But pretty much everyone here, I think, has been a fantastic signing and is setting us up for next season very well. The only person you might not know here is Callum West, who I did sign just because he had, he's got very good potential Vanarama National Standard, and he was basically free, £25 a week. He didn't have a club. I just thought he's available, so we'll grab him. Why not? And I've just loaned him out so we can get a bit of first team football. He's not really good enough to be in the first team, especially when you compare him to the likes of the other midfielders that we've signed. I mean, there you go. Max Ezzard is one of the worst midfielders we've got, and he is better. I mean, he definitely hasn't got the physical, like the speed or the vision that Callum West has got. But Callum West has got some very obvious gaps in his game, so it's just one for the future. On a normal save, I do like to sign wonder kids, so that's obviously going to be the plan when we start going up a few divisions. But at this point, it's just, every season I might grab 1 or 2 players that I think might end up turning into something. Even if they don't, it's not the end of the world. They're only getting like £20 a week. But enough about that. I think we need to get to the Dartford game. And I think this is how we are going to be lining up today. We've got Jackson in goal, Barrel, Lane, Gofford and Button Forshaw across the back, Ratchford, Helliwell, S and Rule in the middle, and Lusaqueno and Yeboah up front. It was a bit of a hard choice between Lusaqueno and Moncrief, but to be honest, looking at the average ratings, Lusaqueno is on a 7.62, and I can't fault him. Like, I feel like he's been, I know I say this a lot this season, but he has just been so much better this season. Don't get me wrong, he was very good last season, But this season, he has definitely stepped it up. 22 goals in 18 starts, 9 sub-appearances. There's been a lot of rotation going on between them. He's actually rated higher than Moncrief now, which blows my mind, really. Looking at the comparison, I think that is mostly down to the fact that Moncrief doesn't really have any aerial ability. Because, Moncrief is faster and better at attacking, which you would think those would be the two key areas. But I think, Luciqueno's first touch, his general mental, leadership, anticipation, decisions are all better. Work rate's better, much better in the air. 12 jumping reach compared to 4. It's 5 heading compared to 7, which is a bit ironic. He can get to the balls, but he just can't deal with them as well when he does. But yeah, I'm going to be keeping him up there with Yeboah. I think Moncrief will probably make an appearance at some point. And Joe Maguire isn't going to be making his first start purely because he's got incredibly low match sharpness. But I might bring him on for some of the second half if required to try and get that up. But yeah, who have we got to look out for on the other team? Actually, looking at it, I mean, this is probably not the best way to do this. Their star player is Callum Bates, who is a winger and is, to be honest, very good. He's worth 55 to 170,000, which blows my mind. He plays on the right wing, so let's compare him to S first. And I feel like this is going to make us look pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, S is slightly better in attacking, but comfortably worse in everything else. Compare him to Rule, maybe. Just grasping at straws here. I mean, he's very much the same sort of player as Rule, looking at the polygon. But he's also better at absolutely every aspect of the game. So, right. How bad could it be? Let's just give it a go. I haven't got super high hopes for this. Fingers crossed. We've got a good run lately. Go out there and impress me. I really need the defenders and the attackers to just 100% need to pull their weight this game. We are in our standard asymmetrical 4-4-2. I almost said it without a problem that time. And Dartford are lining up in a 4-2-3-1 with 4 real players. Oh, they've even got some foreign players in there. That's how you know they're a much better side than us. The most exotic thing we've got, I think, is maybe an Irishman somewhere. Right. He's just walked straight through the whole team, but luckily Jackson managed to make a save. I was too busy trying to figure out how to say his name. Which, let me just get that in the bank for future knowledge. Alarakia. Let's go with that. Alarakia. Good run from Alarakia. Anyway, right, so we've got a Ratchford corner. Oh, Rule gets on the end, and it's looped into the far corner. What a start. The first real chance of the game for us. And Deno Rule, glancing header into the far corner. Darwin Núñez-esque, I'm going to go with that one. I think he scored one pretty much identical to that against Man United. Which, just the thought of that win made me smile. Or Man United's loss, let's say. Half an hour gone, and there's not really been much. Things are pretty even on everything apart from scoreline, which I mean, it's still pretty even, 1-0, but we've got a barrel throw in now. Ratchford with a cross in to absolutely nobody. Can we win this header and stop a counter-attack? Yes, S gets the ball. He's running back with it, just don't lose it. Tries to get it over to Yeboah, maybe, but he gets another chance. And another cross in. Luciqueno can't quite get there. That's unfortunate, but not entirely surprised. It was quite a wild cross. He was always chasing it. But unfortunately, short to S. Can we get another chance out of this? That's a very long ball up, yes. Unlikely to work. Okay, that's another good header away there. This time from Lane. Helliwell picks up the ball. This is a very long highlight. Can we get another chance, though? He's going to put S through. No, he's not. He's playing it out to Ratchford. Button 4 short. Long ball over. Oh, I guess we get about that. It's a penalty. That was an incredibly strange decision. It's an incredibly strange decision for Yeboah to try and header that down to S. But it turned out perfectly. I really thought Yeboah was going to take that and take a shot. I've got Rule taking the penalty. I don't even know how good Rule is with penalties. Moncrief's always been our penalty taker. But it doesn't matter. Deno Rule gets his second of the game. Only 7 goals this season, and 2 of them have come in the first half of this match. This was such a slow penalty. I did have a little bit of worry that it wasn't going to quite make it to the goal in time to get past the keeper. But a very good start from us. This has been an incredible first half so far. If we could just get it to half time, keeping it 2-0 at least, then I'll be very happy indeed. Yeboah picks it up again, and he scored. That's 3-0 in the 43rd minute. This is nuts. They've got some of their players are so much better than ours, and we've just walked all over them. Apparently the defenders just cannot deal. I mean, this was quite embarrassing from... Who's that defender there? Who is that defender there? Dorrington. Just let Yeboah go straight past him there, but I am not going to complain. And it's half time, and it looks like we have got neither team has created many opportunities, but we've basically created one half chance that we scored. Not even a half chance. I mean, how much did that go up? That went up like 0.1 xg, that goal. But that was obviously a very big jump, and then we scored again very quickly after. So, I am delighted with that first half. Outstretched arms. Very happy so far. Everyone is delighted. I don't think I'm going to make any changes yet, because why the hell would I when that first half's gone so far? Lister Crane has not really done much, and he's starting to struggle, so that means Moncrief will probably be coming on for him at some point in this game. Apart from that, I don't really have much to say. Like I said, Maguire will probably come on at some point in this half, especially if things are looking relatively comfortable for us. Fernandez now on the ball. They've actually got a chance, but Button Forshaw tries to shut it down, sticks a foot in, and then just backs off completely. Armstrong puts it out wide. This could be dangerous. He's beaten Barrel, and he's got it straight through to Kundal, and he's scored 5 minutes into the second half, and it's offside. Oh, God. That reeked of just a very quick comeback. That is so close as well, but he is definitely offside. We might not have VAR, but I mean, we technically do because we've got the lines drawn. But, I thought the keeper's not moving for that. That could actually go in. But no such luck. It's quite a uneventful period here. So I'm going to make a couple of changes. But unfortunately, it's not been great, and he's also struggling a bit. But I've only really got Jack Wilson that can play right back. I mean, Jack Wilson he has played at right back a couple of times this season. He is a okay right back. It definitely makes the overlap on that right side very dangerous indeed. Can Maguire play right back? He can. Not brilliantly, but I'm going to take the risk because if he can play left back, he can play right back realistically. It's the exact same position. You're just, occasionally using the wrong foot. Moncrief can come on for Lusaqueno. And I'm going to save the last one for now. And we'll see. Wait, I thought that was their keeper taking a goal kick for a second. I don't know why. It's just like there's none of our defenders are back. What's going on? Dartford with a long ball up. Lusaqueno cuts that out there, gets it to S. Yeboah. He's running straight through and he skies it over the goal. That's unfortunate. Subs have been made now. And there's not much happening. Armstrong gets the ball in. Bates gets on the end of it, but he headers wide. Jackson with a long, flat ball. Helliwell picks it up. He's not doing a whole lot, but Maguire now with a long ball up. Oh, that's probably playing right back, I suppose. Gofford out to Rule. Still on the hat-trick, remember, Rule. I doubt it's going to happen. Oh, Maguire, that's silly. Doesn't matter what side of the pitch you're playing, you shouldn't be doing that. Long ball in. Gofford gets it away. Falls to Ratchford. Long ball up to Moncrief. Oh, the defender just about cuts it out. Hughes gets it out to Alarakia. And he doesn't get a ball in either. Yeboah now. Moncrief. He's away. Can he... the defender has got back. Moncrief's taking it wide, but Yeboah's in the middle, and Moncrief's got another penalty. Deny Rule is going to have a chance to get a hat-trick, I think. Yep. I was going to put him on penalty duties anyway. And he scored. That was probably I think that might be his first hat-trick for the club. 4-0. I was 100% ready for us to go out in this round. I was really hoping it wouldn't be the case. But I am delighted with how this has gone. We're going to put Demetrius Rami on for some of the game, although I think he's about to kick off because his promise is about to expire for wanting more game time. And we haven't... I've been playing him quite a bit, but apparently not as much as he'd have liked. So we're going to have him unhappy once again. But in the meantime, a 4-0 victory against Dartford. Rule with 3 goals. I mean, 2 of them penalties. So, it's not quite as impressive as it could have been. I cannot believe that victory. Chelmsford Town fans celebrate unexpected win unfancied Chelmsford Town pulled off a superb result. And it is unexpected because I knew that Dartford were doing quite well, but they're second in the Vanarama National South. They should have been dealing with us so easily. And that was the most comfortable victory, I think, of our FA Trophy run so far. 5-2, 4-1, 2-0, 2-1, 1-1, 4-0. That just doesn't make sense at all, but I am 100% here for it. And actually another big shock in the third round. North Ferriby, who are in the Northern Premier League Division 1 East, so that's the same league as us, and are fighting relegation in that league, have knocked out Vanarama National League team Barrow, who are, where are Barrow in here? They're sixth. So they're sixth in the top non-league, basically, and just lost to someone in our division. And there we go, as expected, Dimitris Rami kicking off that the promise has not been kept. I think we're going to end up losing him at the end of the season, but at this point, he is actually one of our worst midfielders, and there's a reason why he hasn't been playing. Try and arrange him a loan move, maybe. That's fine. I mean, he has played for us. He's only got 10 league appearances, so not a whole lot, and I can sort of see why he's annoyed, but I think looking at the players around him, he should be very aware of why he's not playing. And after that, we've got the FA Trophy fourth round draw. I've just noticed there's a fan poll over here. How have I never seen this before? Chelmsford Town fan poll, which team would be your preferred opponent? And 78% want us to play Southport, who are, I mean, they are bottom of the Vanarama National League. Rochdale are also in there. But Grays Athletic are like the same tier as us at the moment. Why would we not prefer to play them than a Vanarama National League team? We are coming up against Woking FC. So Woking FC are first in the Vanarama National League. Probably on the fan poll as the worst possible option, I would imagine. Vitoslav Jarosz is up front. I might be horribly mispronouncing that. Not up front, he's their star man at least. He's a goalkeeper. If I compare him to Tommy Jackson, who I feel like is well above our level, Tommy... We're not going to score. I don't think we're going to be able to score a goal against this man. He is incredible. 100 grand to $1 million in evaluation compared to our 0 to 6,000 goalkeeper, who we are absolutely over the moon to be able to have. Oh, this is going to be quite a matchup, and we've only got 3 weeks until the game, or 4 weeks until the game. So with the draw done, I think we're going to leave it there for the day. We've got the Woking FC in the calendar. Although I'd like to get a few more games done in the season before the next episode, I feel like that's a very good place to come back because that's probably going to be the end of our FA Trophy run, let's be honest. It's going to be an incredibly tough match. Like I said, Woking FC are top of their table, looking to get into the Football League, and I doubt there's a single player in their first team that wouldn't walk into our squad. So yeah, the next episode might not be a happy one, but we're going to come back for that, and then if the league is still going completely fine at that point, we might skip ahead quite far, because as it stands, I mean, we've got another 3 league games before that. We're only 14 points clear now, just because Seaford have played their game in hand, but I highly doubt that anything is going to happen that could cause us to lose this lead. We've only dropped, 10 points all season? Yeah, 10 points. And we've got by far the better goal difference. We've got twice the goal difference of second. We've got the same goal difference of second, third, and fourth combined. Like, we are so dominant in this league for some reason compared to last season, which was actually, it came down to the final day last season. So that either speaks for Highgate being a lot better than we expected, or us just not having the balls to close it out, quite frankly. But yeah, we'll leave that happy note before spirits get crushed in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed, maybe leave a like or comment down below. It really does help out a great deal, and it means a hell of a lot to me as well. I will be back for the Woking game, so subscribe to make sure you don't miss it, and I'll see you next time.